Ethical decision-making in business. You must first understand how individuals make organizational decisions to improve ethical decision-making in business. Too often it is assumed people in organizations define ethical decisions in exactly the same way they would in their personal lives. A framework for ethical decision-making. The ethical decision-making process in business includes ethical issue intensity, individual factors, and organizational factors such as corporate culture and opportunity. All these interrelated factors influence the evaluations of and intentions behind the decisions that produce ethical or unethical behavior. Ethical issue intensity. The first step in ethical decision-making is to recognize an issue exists. Ethical awareness is the ability to perceive whether a situation or decision has an ethical dimension. Ethical issue intensity is the relevance or importance of an event or decision in the eyes of the individual, work group, and/or organization, its personal and temporal in character. Under current law, managers can be held liable for the unethical and illegal actions of subordinates. Moral intensity relates to individuals' perceptions of social pressure and the harm they believe their decisions will have on others. For some employees, business ethical issues may not reach critical awareness if managers fail to identify and educate them about specific problem areas. Individual factors. When issues need to be resolved, people often base their decisions on their own values and principles of right and wrong. Extensive research regarding gender and ethical decision-making shows that in many aspects there are no differences between men and women. However, when differences are found, women seem to be more sensitive to ethical scenarios and less tolerant to unethical actions. Education is also a significant factor. Generally, the more education or work experience people have, the better they are at making ethical decisions. Nationality is the legal relationship between a person and the country in which he or she is born. In the 21st century, it is redefined by regional economic integration. Because of cultural differences, it is impossible to state that ethical decision-making in an organization will differ significantly among individuals of different nationalities. Age is another individual factor within business ethics. Older employees with more experience have greater knowledge to deal with complex ethical issues. Locus of control relates to how people view themselves in relation to power. Those who believe in external control see themselves as going with the flow because that is all they can do. Those who believe in internal control believe they control the events in their lives by their own effort and skill, viewing themselves as masters of their destinies and trusting in their capacity to influence their environment. Current research suggests we still cannot be sure how significant locus of control is in terms of ethical decision-making. However, one study found that internals were positively correlated, whereas externals were negatively correlated with ethical decisions. Organizational factors. Research has established in the workplace, organizations' values often have greater influence than a person's own values. Corporate culture involves values and norms that prescribe a wide range of behavior for organizational members. Ethical culture reflects the integrity of decisions made. Significant others are those who have influence in a work group, including peers, managers, co-workers, and subordinates. They help on a daily basis and provide advice and information formally and informally. Obedience to authority helps explain why many employees resolve business ethic issues by simply following the directives of a superior. Opportunity. Opportunity results from conditions that either provide rewards, whether internal or external, or fail to erect barriers against unethical behavior. Opportunity relates to individuals' immediate job context, where they work, whom they work with, and the nature of the work. It includes the motivational carrots and sticks superiors use to influence behavior. Normative considerations in ethical decision-making. Understanding how ethical decisions are made is different from determining what should guide decisions. Normative approaches are how organizational decision-makers should approach an issue. They revolve around the standards of behavior within the firm as well as within the industry. Most organizations develop a set of core values to provide enduring beliefs about appropriate conduct. Institutions as the foundation for normative values. Government, religion, and education are institutions that influence the creation of values, norms, and conventions that both organizations and individuals should adhere. Organizations face certain normative pressures from different institutions to act a certain way. Implementing principles and core values in ethical decision making. Principles are important in preventing organizations from bending the rules. Values are enduring beliefs and ideals that are socially enforced. Together, they set an ideal standard for the organization. While organizations might agree that they should behave honestly, transparently, and responsibly towards stakeholders, they might differ on how to implement these principles. Companies take basic principles and translate them into core values. Core values provide the abstract ideals that are distinct from individual values and daily operational procedures. Understanding ethical decision making. An organizational ethical culture is shaped by effective leadership. Without top level support, the opportunity for employees to engage in their own personal approaches to ethical decision making will evolve. Normative considerations also provide the foundation needed to develop organizational principles and values. The more you know about ethical decision making in business, the more likely you will make good decisions.